Welcome, everybody, to Iowa State University, to our Economic Development Core facility where the Papa John Center is located, and just welcome to campus. We're excited you're here. Those of you who are community members and friends, thank you. Raise your hand if you're a community member, friend of the program, college partner, contributors to our program, program mentors, educators, professional service providers, those of you who have worked with our students, CyStarters alumni. I expected that. Yep, I expected applause. Parents, grandparents, siblings, friends of our CyStarters, welcome. This is probably your first visit here, so we're glad you're here. And you, CyStarters, we're glad you're here today. Yay. You're an exceptional group. I know you alumni are saying, wait a minute, we were the best cohort. You're all the best cohort. But an exceptional group of students, and we're excited for them to share what they've been learning all year or all summer with us, with all of you today. So we have an opportunity today to do a little bragging. So our Summer Accelerator was awarded the U.S. Association for Small Business and Entrepreneurship Best Model Student or University Accelerator Incubator. So 9 years of celebrating, and we're really, really proud that other people now look to us as a model, and we have other schools trying to copy our model. But I think what makes us truly unique is it's truly an interdisciplinary program. People are trying to do this at campuses all across the country, and we've done it very successfully here, so we're pretty proud of our program. And although we have a few people that are core to leading CyStarters, everybody on our team at the Papa John Center contributes in some way to the success and involvement of this program. And I just want to recognize all of our people. I'm Judy Isles, so I'm the director of the Papa John Center and have been with all 9 cohorts, and I'm very excited to be here today. I'm going to skip Megan because she's the leader of this program. So Jean Walsh, sitting down here looking like the president in her red and white, is Megan's right-hand person for CyStarters, does accountability. She's laughing at me. Does accountability, helps with a lot of the events and programming, and kind of serves in a mom role for a lot of our students. We have Peter Hong, so when we have tech-based businesses, we look to Peter, who is running our Startup Factory program, which is for our grad students and faculty, entrepreneurs, and community members. And along with Peter, Hannah Kirkendall, also with Startup Factory in our go-to-market program, and Hannah runs our venture mentoring service. So many of the people that are associated with our VMS program are also working with our CyStarters. So Hannah organizes all that and has done some educational sessions for us for CyStarters. Alex Andrade and Blake McClure are our CyBiz student consulting team, so they are helpful with research, market research, resources for our students, and they also listen to pitches and give feedback. Lindsay Murray and Tim Sheevy are our marketing communications team, so all the publicity around this, if you've watched any of the video clips of our students, the photos, the marketing, the communication, some of you probably got a lot of communication about coming today. You obviously paid attention and showed up, which is great. So Tim and Lindsay run our marketing communications, and then Ashley is our master of everything. So she's got her hands on everything we do for CyStarters: student payments, food, hospitality, meeting rooms, research park facilities, and all those things. And Ashley's up there, and you can give her a round of applause. But really the most important member of our team when it comes to CyStarters is Megan Grettinger, and down front, and you're going to hear from Megan today. She'll lead us through this program. Megan was a CyStarter for Cohort 1. So when we first started the program, she's one of our cohort members and now is leading our program. She spent a significant amount of her spring and summer organizing this program. There is a lot. I think you asked the students. There was a lot of programming, a lot of coordinating and organization. Megan is very, very organized and had a great program. And to be honest, she actually works on this program year-round. So a lot of the programs we do throughout the year are vetting students to actually be qualified to be in a CyStarters program. So Megan's amazing. And we owe our University Model Program Award winner, in large part to Megan. I'd love to give her a round of applause. So thanks to the Papa John Center team for all the work to make this happen. Also want to give a shout out to Ann Wright. I know she's here, but I don't see where you landed. Ann, way in the back. So Ann is a faculty member in the Ivy College of Business. She's also an entrepreneur, and she is serving this year as our Ivy Papa John Center Summer Faculty Fellow. So Ann has been working with us weekly to do what we do weekly accountability sessions with the students. She's led some education sessions. And students, if you liked working with Ann, she does teach, and you can take her courses in the fall and spring. So thank you, Ann, for being a part of our summer. So this program started in 2016, and we had no plan, no funding, and it has become literally a university program, and it would not happen without the support of all of our undergraduate colleges. So I want to start with economic development and industry relations. This building is the home for all of the units in economic development, and David Spalding, who is, oh, you're not the, I get you all mixed up. You have too many titles. Economic Development and Industry Relations was really the first unit to provide funding to kick off CyStarters in 2016, and continues to support that today, as well as the people in this building, which I'll introduce in the next slide. But all of our colleges are involved in this program. So our colleges are either providing courses, programming, different opportunities, but each of the deans of the colleges steps forward with funding to help provide the stipends for the students in the program. So if you look at the number of students there, we have to be able to convince them to stay with us in the summer and give up their summer jobs so they can intern in their own companies, and their own companies don't have money to pay them yet. So we really, really rely on those colleges to support that. And so all of our colleges, we call them part of our Start Something network at Iowa State, are a really key factor in offering this in this program. So a big shout out both to EDIR and our College Start Something programs. You can give them a applause, yes. And I kind of mentioned our partners here in the building. So our Small Business Development Center, this is the part of the research park, which provides space for our students. The Office of Commercialization Innovation, so helping students understand intellectual property. We partner with our Student Innovation Center on campus. They have all the maker spaces for our students to be able to use to create things. And we actually partner with our, formerly known as the Ames Chamber, but the Ames Regional Economic Alliance, or Ames Alliance, and we partner with them and bring our students to 1 Million Cups presentations every Wednesday morning to present to our community. So just a great opportunity to develop relationships all across our community to support our students. So thank you to our partners. And I will say at Iowa State, we have some pretty amazing leadership, really leading the charge for making Iowa State an entrepreneurship and innovation university. I can't imagine you haven't seen the Innovated Iowa State logos or the Start Something logos. President Winterstein has led that charge since she became president. But another one of our really, really key leaders is David Spalding, multiple titles. But he's one of our biggest supporters, and I want to introduce David today. David Spalding is the Raisbeck Endowed Dean of the W. and Jerry Ivy College of Business, also serving, because apparently being dean isn't enough, also serving as the interim senior vice president for operations and finance, and has served as our vice president for economic development and relations for many years. So David apparently has an entrepreneurial spirit, because entrepreneurs like challenges. They never say no to things. They try to do too many things. So David, kind of you're an entrepreneur within our university, or an entrepreneur as we would say. But he's been a great leader and supporter, and we're happy to have him here. Dean Spalding said yes to CyStarters the first year, along with EDIR, provided funding and support for the program. If you're not familiar with the Ivy College of Business, under David's leadership for the last 11 years, has led the college to be really well recognized. They have really ranked programs for undergrads through PhD students across all of the disciplines, but particularly with entrepreneurship. So we really appreciate all you do for the Papa John Center, for entrepreneurship, for our CyStarters program, and for Iowa State University. Please welcome Dean Spalding, and he will provide marks and then introduce Megan Grettinger to kick off our program. Thank you, Dean Spalding, Vice President Spalding, Senior Vice President Spalding, and all that you do.
Well, thank you, Judy, and it is outstanding to see a huge crowd out here for what is absolutely one of the best days on campus. Even though we're at the Research Park, we consider the Research Park to be part of our campus as well. So thank you all for coming to join us. It's going to be well worth the time you're spending this afternoon with us, because this is going to be one outstanding afternoon. So we are blessed here at Iowa State with great senior leadership around the entrepreneurship concept, theme, programs in President Wendy Winterstein. President Winterstein was formerly the Dean of the College of Agriculture and Life Sciences, worked closely with the other deans to help elevate these programs, and has done even more for us as president. And unfortunately, she's got another obligation, so can't be with us this afternoon. But she had a chance to meet with the CyStarters earlier this summer, had lunch with them. I think that was a group picture with them after that lunch that you saw as part of the opening slide. We are enormously proud of the program that we have here in the Papa John Center for Entrepreneurship. This is one of the best programs in the world. Now, I used to say that with nothing providing outside validation, but I believed they were the best in the world. And we have now gotten the recognition to show it. Judy mentioned that USASB award for the top student accelerator program, but 4 years ago we won the USASB award for the very best undergraduate entrepreneurship program in the country. And USASB is the organization of educators in higher education teaching entrepreneurship, so wonderful recognition from that group. The following year, in really an unprecedented back-to-back situation, the Global Consortium for Entrepreneurship Centers, which is 240 entrepreneurship centers from around the world, named the Papa John Center here in Ames, Iowa, the best entrepreneurship center on the globe. Yeah. So now I can honestly say, validated as the best darn entrepreneurship center on the planet. So, but really great to have Judy and her team. Judy led applause and introductions for all of her people. This really wouldn't be the program it is without Judy Isles. Judy has been involved with the Papa John Center from the beginning 25 years ago, provided outstanding leadership, put together an outstanding team, created great programs. A round of applause for Judy, please. In the Ivy College of Business, if we want a top social media hit, the key is put up something about Judy and everybody comes and likes that post. So it always works for us. It's the best clickbait that we've got, I think. So again, thank you all for being here. Wonderful program, but this is really all about the students, so I'm going to turn it over to Megan so we can get to the students. Megan.
All right, thank you. One, thank you all for coming. It is so awesome to see this room full of people who want to come and support local entrepreneurs and our students here. I'm going to give you a quick overview of the CyStarters program, just so you kind of know what these students have been through. So it's 11 weeks. They dedicate their full summer to work on their idea and their business, which that's a pretty cool level of dedication for them to commit to that. For them to do that, we give them some funding. So individuals get $6,500 and teams get $13,000. That comes from all of our college partners. So again, thank you to the colleges who help make this possible. And throughout the summer, we give them a variety of programming. So we do accountability. At the start of the summer, they all choose their own SMART goals, the things they're going to target and try to reach by the end of the summer. So it's totally up to them to create the programming for themselves and the goals that they're going to shoot for. And I think you'll see how impressive they are today as they pitch for you. So we do one-on-one accountability with them on a weekly basis just to help continue to push them along towards those goals. And then we also host a variety of education sessions. So every single day, Monday through Friday, for the 11 weeks that they're with us, we have anywhere from 1 to 3 education sessions. So they get a crash course on a ton of topics. Our goal is that they have a full entrepreneur's toolkit when they leave that they can take with them, whether it's applicable in their business right now or something they'll refer back to in the future. We also give them space to work out of. So this building is our core space and is where we base our summer program out of. And then once the school year starts, if they're still students, we partner with the Student Innovation Center and have a room there dedicated to CyStarters. So they'll get a key to a co-working space that they can access in between classes and to meet together to continue to grow their businesses. I see some surprised looks. I haven't told them that yet. That's what we talk about tomorrow. So we continue to find ways to hopefully help them connect and grow their businesses in between classes and other things that are going on in their lives. And then we also create this community that I think is really special. As somebody who's gotten to be on both sides of the CyStarters community, as a CyStarter myself and now a leader, it's really cool to be in a room with people who are also working on a really hard thing of starting a business and to feel that community support in something that typically feels like something you're doing on your own, to have kind of a team around you and supporting you through that. So you all have created great friendships this summer, and now you will become alumni at the end of today's program, and you'll have access to all the other great alumni as well. This program would absolutely not be possible without the help of a ton of people. So Judy already gave a shout out to the Papa John Center team, but I want to say thank you again because I am MIA all summer and these people just make sure that I'm covered. So thank you, you all are the best. I also would like to take a second to recognize all of our mentors. So if you mentored this summer, would you mind standing so we can give you a round of applause? Don't be shy. Thank you. We really appreciate all of the time and expertise that you all gave. These are people who donate their time to us and are in very specific niche areas that we maybe don't have access to on our team. So really thankful for that expertise. And then I also want to say thank you to all of our educators. So could not possibly put on the amount of programming that we do without having people willing to come in and teach about the topic that they know best. So if you were an educator this summer, would you mind standing so we can give you a round of applause? Thank you. We also have professional services throughout the summer. So these professionals donate their time to us and spend a full afternoon meeting one-on-one with every single student in CyStarters. So we have them come in for legal, insurance, and accounting. And this is totally pro bono. And these are areas that really stop people in their tracks when it comes to business because it feels expensive or unattainable. So really, really thankful for the time that these professionals have come in and donated to our program. So another round of applause for our professional service providers. And then I want to give a special thank you to the alumni of this program that just continue to pour in and give back. At the beginning of every summer, I reach out to all of our alumni and ask for volunteers to help with anything that they feel so called to help with. And I get an overflow of emails within like the first 24 hours, and it's always just like one of my favorite days because it just reminds me how wonderful this group of people is. So for anybody who peer mentored this summer, can you also stand so we can give you a round of applause? Awesome. And last, I want to give a special thank you to Cohort 9. You guys have been such a treat for me to get to know and hang out with this summer. I have a couple stories to give you guys an idea of what Cohort 9 is like. Every year, every cohort has a different personality. A few of the things that stood out about this cohort: number one, they are very timely. I don't think anybody was late, like at all, and if they were, it was by like 1 minute. So way to go. You guys are awesome. Next, this group like really brings everybody together. So I'll always ask them to do activities, and then I'll say, I won't ever make you do anything that I wouldn't do myself. And since I was a CyStarter, usually that's oh, check, I've done it. But this cohort said that's not enough. They pushed me to also do all the activities. So when I asked them to create a one-liner for their businesses, they asked me to create a one-liner for CyStarters. And when I asked them to go up and pitch something, I'm getting pulled in to give my shout-outs and asks at group accountability as well. So you guys truly made me feel like a member of the cohort and challenged me in all the best ways. So thank you very much for doing that. And lastly, this group is so thoughtful. Before today's session, that they should be very nervous about and consumed in their own world, they took time as a cohort to come and give thank you notes to all the people on our team that made this possible. So it does not go unnoticed. You guys are so thoughtful and so sweet and just really have been a joy to work with. So thank you. Now, before the presentations, we do have a couple announcements. So today we're giving away some money. First, we're going to award some alumni awards. This alumni award's been around for a few years. It started off as 1 or 2 awards, $1,500, and as our alumni network has grown and our alumni businesses have grown, this award has also grown. So we'll announce those towards the end today, but we intended to give 2, and we'll be giving 3 $2,500 awards because our alumni are so impressive. Speaking of alumni, Clayton Mooney is an alumni from the first cohort, and he has Clayton Farm Salads here in Ames, and is just a really great supporter of the CyStarters Network. He mentors, he does sessions. If anybody asks advice, he jumps in and takes it. And then another way he gives back is through an award that he's been doing the last 4 years. So Clayton is going to be awarding somebody from this year's cohort that he thinks showcases grit and it continues to hustle towards their business idea. So we'll announce that later after the pitches. Yeah, thank you to Clayton. And then a very special award to our team is the Ted Bear Award. Ted was a member of our team. He was actually the director for the Small Business Development Center and was a huge proponent of CyStarters and a huge help. He was the original accountability partner during the first cohort. He's who I met with for accountability and who helped make my business a reality, cheer me on when I needed to, give me the hard advice when I needed it as well. And just was a wonderful individual. So we are going to award a contributor to the CyStarters program and a CyStarter who we think showcases Ted's characteristics later in the presentation. And we have one more surprise for all of you. We have planted 5 mystery judges in the audience. So we will be giving away 5 $1,000 awards at the end of the presentation, and the mystery judges will all pick, in their opinion, the best presentation. And so just a little extra motivator for you all to give your best ever pitch today. There'll be 5 extra awards going out. And want to make sure that we recognize and say thank you to Kurt and Kristen Jaden, who made this mystery award possible. So thank you so much for the donation and for continuing to support CyStarters. All right, now, what you're actually here for, the pitches. So this is meant to be a fun celebration. So when we introduce them, I want to hear big applause and whistles and screams, and I want you to have fun and get into it. This is supposed to be a super fun, celebratory day. It's their last big thing to do as CyStarters, so don't be afraid to get loud and get excited. We will have them each introduce the next person. So once I introduce Ellie, then we'll just kind of roll through the pitches from there. And there are some QR codes integrated into these slides with some call to actions. So don't be afraid to take out your cell phone and follow those links and interact with their businesses online. All right. You ready, Ellie? Okay. First up, we have Ellie Lasher of Joyful Melodies.
Okay, and before I pitch, I know there have been a lot of thank yous, so I'll keep ours brief, but on behalf of Cohort 9, we just want to say thank you to the Papa John Center and staff and all of the supporters who have made this possible. We've had such an incredible experience. We've learned so much, and our businesses have grown so much, which you'll hear about today, but we have also had so much fun, and we're just so grateful to the people who made it possible. So we wanted to say thank you specifically to the people who are with us every day. So thank you to Judy Isles and Jean Walsh for your constant support and your leadership. We are so grateful to you. Thank you on behalf of all of us. And we especially want to thank Megan. As Judy said, she is with us every day, and we ask her to jump in because we just think the world of her. And so every time we have a social event, the thing is always, we got to ask Megan if she'll come, and got to see if Megan will come play pickleball after work or something, and she does. So thank you to Megan for being with us and for challenging us to be our best and supporting us every day. So, like Megan said, my name is Ellie Leisure, and I'm the founder of Joyful Melodies. I've played piano for 15 years, and as you can see, I was all in from day one. I believe music should be joyful, and as I've grown as a pianist into today, pursuing my degree as a Bachelor of Arts in Piano Performance at Iowa State, I have loved every second, and I've always found deep joy in playing the piano and a deep love for music. That joy has only multiplied as I discovered a passion for teaching. I've taught piano for the past 3 years, mainly working with 4 to 6-year-old beginner students. These children fall right in between the two traditional musical offerings. First of all, there's toddler group music classes, where families come all together with their little one. There's a lot of singing, movement, dancing, games, and play. Then there's the traditional piano lesson. These are one-on-one lessons, teacher and student, typically a full half hour of structured, rigorous education. Both of them are wonderful, but 4 to 6-year-olds fall right in between. They're old enough to advance past toddler group classes and begin learning instrumental basics, but they're not yet old enough for a group piano lesson. They typically don't have the focus to sit still for a full half hour, nor are they reading yet. Typically, most 4 to 6-year-olds are pre-reading, making the traditional piano book methods inaccessible to them. That's where my curriculum, Joyful Melodies, comes in. Joyful Melodies is a fun and playful curriculum. It's based in movement, getting kids up and dancing and having a good time, which makes it engaging and memorable. We want kids to have their first experience with music being something that keeps them coming back for more. For this reason, Joyful Melodies is child-centered. It focuses on developing a strong skill foundation that is easily transferable into individual lessons, especially focusing on rhythmic skills and note identification, meaning kids are ready to progress to the next stage. It's taught in group classes of 3 to 5 students so that children are interacting with their peers, and it's beneficial for the teacher as it allows for more revenue in the same amount of teaching time. It's presented in a multimedia, multisensory format. Multimedia, meaning it takes advantage of current technologies available to enhance the education, and multisensory, making it accessible to all learners, even those who learn differently, like the neurodiverse community. So my curriculum is based in pedagogical research, so the study of how to teach best, and best practices in child development. This is a picture of me presenting my research at a conference for piano teachers this summer, where I got wonderful feedback on how to improve my method. I plan to monetize my curriculum by licensing it to teachers within the nation and selling it to them to teach in their own studios. There are over 13,000 piano teachers in the nation, making this a massive market in which I can scale my business. In addition to the scalable curriculum element, I'd like to have a lifestyle element of my business, which will be my studio. I'd like to teach students out of my own home. This is what I want my house to look like. And I'd like to have students as long as I can. It's what I'm passionate about and what brings me joy, and so I want to continue that in my own studio. My studio's tagline will be music classes that grow with you. I'll have cohesive offerings that start when children are infants all the way through graduation, so they can begin as toddlers in those early childhood music classes, progress when they're ready into early group beginner piano lessons, in which I'll teach my own original curriculum, and then advance into individual piano lessons. This cohesive system benefits in 3 ways. First of all, the skills build on each other as the students advance, so they're learning one thing at a time. Secondly, it's a consistent revenue stream for my business as students progress through the method. But finally, and most importantly, it allows for authentic relationships developed that foster both musical and personal growth between the students, their peers, the families of the kiddos, and the whole studio. In terms of my timeline, I've had an incredible summer at CyStarters. I've worked mainly on planning my studio and developing my curriculum. I've developed a full teachable semester of curriculum that I plan to start teaching this fall and iterate on throughout the year with the collaboration from local teachers and faculty at Iowa State in piano pedagogy, all leading up to my launch in May of 2025. If any of this struck a chord with you, please stop by my booth afterwards to learn more about Joyful Melodies, music classes that grow with you. Thank you. Up next is Chloe Mettenbrink with Socks Up.
Hi, my name is Chloe Mettenbrink, and my company is Socks Up. Socks Up is an assistive tool that helps individuals with limitations or disabilities put their socks on and take their socks off. So when I was in high school, I worked at an occupational therapy clinic for children. And one of the fine motor skills that we'd work on with these children is helping them put their socks on. We would use this tool to help them put their socks on, and it's on 2 ropes, and essentially you balance it to slip your sock on. And I started to notice that before using this tool, their therapy sessions were really engaging, they were having fun, they were having a great time, and then after using the tool, they became very frustrated, irritated, and I just started to see how their therapy sessions would go downhill from there. So I decided to research, find out what else was out there for children. And while there were devices out there, there weren't any specifically designed for children. So I decided to create one. This is where Socks Up was born. Looking at some of the problem and solution that we have, currently one of the problems is with this tool, you cannot remove your sock. You can only put your sock on, and that's a problem because removing your sock is just as important as putting your sock on. It's also very unstable as you have to balance it using both of the ropes. You are not able to use compression socks with this device, and in some of my customer discovery, I found out that there's a huge need for this, that people are wanting to put their compression socks on using a tool, but their tool is not strong enough, and so we want to create one that works for that. And then also, there's nothing on the market for children, so we want to create one. So my solution is Socks Up. Socks Up is a stable device that helps you have easy on and off removing your sock, and then you can also use compression socks with it, and we want the task to be effortless. So essentially how it works is you will push down on the device, and it will open the device, and then you are able to slip your foot in just like that. And as of today, we were able to get our 4th prototype back, so if you would like to come see the 4th prototype, come visit me back at my booth. So a little bit more on the product design. As I said, I want this to be targeted more towards kids, and so we want to include fun colors, utilizing glow-in-the-dark plastics, and having this be a really positive experience for kids, and just a positive ritual throughout their day. So who are my customers? My customers are primarily kids with limitations or disabilities, as well as occupational therapy clinics and physical therapy clinics, just like the one I worked in when I was in high school. However, during customer discovery, I was able to find out that there's a bigger need for this than just in kids. So I have dreams of someday this being in hospitals for people going through recoveries, as well as care facilities for adults. My go-to-market strategy. Currently, I have finished my minimal viable products. I have done customer discovery. I am currently in the stages of prototyping. I have done research, and to date, I have completed 4 different prototypes. After this stage, I would like to approach the initial traction stage. This is where we will implement user testing, improve the prototype, and patent the device. And then finally, we would like to scale. This is where we will connect with medical manufacturers and expand the team. So today I ask that you partner with me. I'm seeking connections with medical manufacturers, occupational therapists, and physical therapists, as well as hospitals. And I'm looking for trial and error participants as we go through that next stage. And here's my contact information if you'd like to get in touch with me. And I also ask that you come visit me back at my booth. I am always open to new ideas. And today, let's give others the independence that they deserve. Thank you. Up next, Alana Corwin with Apricity.
Hello, everybody. My name is Alana Corwin, and I am the founder of Apricity. So, in the United States, there is currently a huge mental health crisis. In Iowa alone, almost 2 million people do not have consistent access to a mental health professional in their community. Apricity aims to help bridge that gap. Apricity develops hybrid mental health curriculums for those who need to supplement or do not have access to traditional mental health care in their community. Apricity is not an on-demand counseling service like BetterHelp or a textbook-heavy lesson like you'd find in the typical college student's course. Apricity is hybrid, meaning that part is physical and part is online. The physical combines aspects of a workbook, planner, journal, and goal tracking all in one. The online is an on-demand educational resource that has been pre-recorded by industry professionals, along with additional support activities, such as recipes, affirmation cards, or additional journal prompts. So, Apricity hopes to look a little bit something like this: a smooth and incognito design with an NFC tag directly embedded in the cover within the gold clasp. So, it also aims to have a larger database of supplemental activities. So, for right now, for those of you who have visited my booth, I'm sure you've seen that I do have prepared NFC card tags. These NFC card tags have instant access to the Apricity Self-Care Guide. I have 4 different designs for you to choose from today, so whichever one speaks to you, you can come up and get for free today. So, what kind of a project would Apricity be if it wasn't based in science? Apricity is based on the levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. For example, to fulfill the physiological level, we're going to talk about nutrition, and an activity to keep the user engaged is to talk about the MyPlate quiz, which is hosted by the USDA. So, besides myself, 2 other people are involved in Apricity. Dr. Amy Zarling is a clinical psychologist and an associate professor here at ISU. Jamal Beavers is a junior studying psychology who is also working on publishing his first research paper this summer. I believe that businesses have a responsibility to the community that has helped them. I have a goal of donating to different nonprofits. For example, Grayson's Gifts, which is an Iowa-based adoption grant, or Restoring Rainbows, which is a nonprofit with the goal of donating used school supplies back to their communities. So, my ask for you today is to come visit me at my table, get a free Apricity demo, and leave me your email so I can get in touch with you with different offers and news as Apricity comes to market. Thank you. So up next is Grant Viestra and Zane Lenz with Frozen Gains.
All right, hello, I'm Grant Veenstra,
I'm Zane Lenz.
and our company is Frozen Gains. We're a high-protein weight gainer ice cream for athletes trying to put on muscle mass. So, what if I told you that athletes were only getting 56% of their daily calorie needs? They're working out, they're burning all these calories, but they're not putting anything back in. The only product on the market right now are these thick and disgusting weight gainer shakes that don't taste very good. But don't just believe me, I brought a little demo. This is how much powder goes into one of those weight gainer shakes. 1 serving is all this powder. And you might think, hey, Grant, does it dissolve really well in water? No, it does not. So I brought one of these shakes just to show you how bad this is. So it's this thick, like pancake batter stuff. I swore I'd never drink again. Dean Spaulding, do you want this for the ride home? but if you really want to see a picture of the problem, it's this. This was me before any protein products. And he could hardly push the lawnmower, let alone compete in any sports. So that's where the big issue is, and that kind of leads us into our story a little bit. So growing up, all I wanted to do was play basketball. I wanted to play basketball, college basketball. And obviously, I was too small to compete in any form or fashion. But one of my buddies in high school was like, hey, Grant, try these weight gainer shakes. So I was like, all right, I'll try anything. So I was taking these shakes, and finally I was able to put enough muscle on. I played college basketball. I get there, I feel pretty good. You know, I've made my goals. I was the biggest freshman in my class. However, the coach took me aside. He goes, Grant, if you're going to be successful, you got to put on 15 to 30 more pounds. And I initially thought, not the shakes again. So I started the weight gaining journey again. I was going to the cafeteria. They'd give me some kind of meat, potato, vegetable. I'd get another plate with 6 chicken breasts on it, one with a salad, a lot of ranch, and then ironically an ice cream cone. I'd do that for lunch, I'd do that for dinner, and then I'd have one of these shakes afterwards, and it was terrible. So I was on Google, I was looking for, is there any other products? And there wasn't. So that's when I was thinking, maybe something else should exist. And Zane's got a similar story too.
So I started the mass gainer shakes in high school as well, but pretty quickly I decided I'm not doing this. This is not food. I tried to replace it with additional protein shakes and 1,000-calorie meals, but after the university took all my money, I had to find another solution. After meeting Grant and a few campfire beers, the solution was born. Frozen Gains ice cream is a high-protein, high-calorie, delicious mass gainer ice cream designed to help athletes put on muscle mass. It's a mass gainer, which means that similar to a protein product, it has high protein content. The difference being that there's additional carbs and fats to offset the calories one would lose during a typical workout.
So this is our first prototype of our pint that will be sold in. And this is our mascot. We call him the Swoller Bear.
So the mass gainer market is expected to exceed $10 billion by about 2030. Over 60% of Americans are participating in physical activity on a regular basis, and over 40% of athletes are consuming protein products on a regular basis. So clearly there is a massive market for something like this. You may be wondering what else is out there. You've got the mass gainer shakes, traditional ice cream such as Haagen-Dazs, and there are a few protein ice creams out there, but all of them are lacking in some regard compared to our product. They might be lacking in calories, their protein content isn't all that great, or they're just a chore to consume. What Frozen Gains aims to do is to combine the strengths of all of these products into one great product.
So our primary market we're trying to serve is athletes and weightlifters. You might be thinking, duh, who else would even want to use this? We actually think we have a pretty sizable secondary market as well. So starting out, my aunt works in the medical field with a lot of underdeveloped children, and they struggle to put on weight to be healthy because try to get a kid to drink that. They don't want to. But a kid will like ice cream. Who doesn't like ice cream? Secondly, my grandpa, he's getting a little older. He's got Parkinson's. It's hard for him to eat. Things upset his stomach. But he would eat ice cream too. This would be a product that could help him as well. And lastly, there's some illness-afflicted people who struggle from weight loss. Maybe their medications make them sick and they struggle, so they could use this product as well to help them out. So our target launch date is in August. We're wanting to get our product out there, but today we have 3 flavors for you guys to try: vanilla, chocolate, and salted caramel back there. And our ask for today is that, so our ask is that if you have any connections in different retail markets or anything that would like to sell our product, to come connect with us. And also, if you want to be the first to know about when we finally launch, our QR code's right here for a little more information about us and stay updated. So everyone help us unfreeze your gains with Frozen Gains.
Up next is Jonathan Doron with TagLink.
There are 60,000 used car dealerships in the United States. Most of these dealerships have hundreds of vehicles coming in and out of their lots every single year. These vehicles are different brands, models, and years of vehicles. And whenever a vehicle does come into the lot, the owner has to write on a sheet of paper all the vehicle information, all the make, model, and year, and all the needs and repairs that the vehicle needs. After that, he takes the form and has to deliver it to the mechanic. And the mechanic can be either located in the same building as the dealership or located elsewhere. There's a lot of problems with this. First, the paper can get easily misplaced, oil can get spilled on it, and it can also get very messy. Now, as I was doing some customer discovery earlier during the CyStarters program, I talked to 30 other dealerships. 29 out of the 30 dealerships had a pen and paper system to keep track of information and data about their vehicles. Not just that, but over 50% of them were interested in my early startup. So I came up with a simple solution called TagLink. TagLink is a phone application that allows users to store and retrieve information more efficiently. For example, let's say that I'm a mechanic. And as a mechanic, I'm approaching the vehicle that has a tag to it. I pull out my cellular device, I tap the tag, and then as you can see here, I'm then linked to a file with all the relative information I need to know. So where that does it need suspensions, does it need a detail, or maybe even a quick note. With this simple solution, not only one, is it going to save them a whole lot of time compared to digging through a stack of papers looking for that right sheet, but two, save them resources. They're not going to need to use paper as much, no more ink, no pens. And overall, it will improve their efficiency and overall workflow. Now, throughout my progress with this project, back in March, I started development. And 2 months later, in June, I was able to launch my minimal viable product. And following that, I was able to get beta testers, and throughout my customer discovery, I was able to receive feedback and better my app for my future customers. And just last week, I was able to officially launch on the App Store officially with my brand new application. Now, from here on out, I plan on getting connected with other dealerships and being able to grow TagLink. So for my revenue structure, there will be an upfront installation fee just to get them all set up, get their account ready and the servers ready. And following that will be a monthly subscription just to maintain the servers and keep pushing updates. So for my ask for you guys today, if any of you guys have any connections to any dealerships or anyone in the auto industry, feel free to give them this QR code to get in contact with me. So let's revolutionize the used car dealerships by turning this into this. Thank you. Up next is Danny Rothman with Bustle Road Bridal.
Hi, I'm Danny Rothman, and Bustle Road Bridal is the result of the last 10 years of my life, and I'm really excited to share it with you all today. So, David's Bridal has been selling the same silhouettes and the same fabrics since the 90s, and it shows. They have declared bankruptcy twice in the last 5 years. So they insist on telling brides what they should be wearing for their wedding rather than listening to what the market has to tell them. So we continue to see sample sizes that are just around a size 8, whereas most lines go up to a 12 or a 14. But the average American bride is a size 16. That locks plus-size bodies out of the process almost entirely. Additionally, we have become fixated on this archaic idea of the features that a bride should have. And that further locks out a number of other body types, including athletes, people with a variety of medical situations, as well as people that identify outside of the gender binary. When we think about it at its very most fundamental, brides, the wedding dress is the most expensive garment that a bride will ever buy, and it's often the only piece they ever get altered to fit their body. And then they're going to put all that time and emotional energy and often a couple of $1,000s into it. They're going to wear it exactly once, and then they're going to banish it to an attic or a basement forever, because society has decided that the only acceptable place for you to wear your wedding dress is for Halloween. So I've spent 8 years working in bridal alterations in Chicago and here in Des Moines, and I've listened to what the brides and their moms have had to say, as well as the seamstresses and the salespeople who are working behind the scenes. And what it comes down to is that most brides do not want an heirloom. 92% of brides in a 2023 survey said that they purchased a dress for their wedding because they wanted to show off their own style. Additionally, we've seen a generational shift away from formality. In that same study, 65% of brides self-reported that their wedding was semi-formal, and the same number of grooms said that they wore something less formal than a tuxedo. Many of them purchased a 3-piece suit. So that meant that they got a jacket and a vest and a pair of pants that then went into a capsule wardrobe and can be combined with a variety of things they already own so that they can wear in business and semi-formal situations for years to come, adding value to those garments. So let's do that with bridal. We can make it in color so it's not forbidden to wear in public and you can take care of it without showing every stain. We can do it in different shapes of bodices to account for different body styles, as well as measurement-based sizing instead of these weird made-up numbers that women have to use these days. On top of that, we can design practical features in, like pockets and the ability to wear a bra. And then on top of that, if we use a cellulose-based fabric, that's a renewable resource that only gets more comfortable every time you launder it, like cotton. So this summer in CyStarters, I've used my time and my money building out a storefront in my home so that when I graduate, I'll be able to hit the ground running. On top of that, I've also set up a website, building a cohesive brand across a physical and online space. And I developed the outfit that you see today, showing product viability for both a modular outfit as well as 100% bamboo viscose. Then next semester, I'll be using my final semester in school, focusing on designing the prototypes for my garment line and getting those ready for manufacturing. And then when I graduate in December, that allows me in January to open that storefront out of my home and provide custom and a la carte bridal alteration services, as well as what I call vintage dress reimagining, which is a creative collaboration between the bride and the seamstress that allows them to take some of those heirloom pieces that they might have that have been usually slightly damaged beyond repair, or they're drastically missized because grandma was a little on the tiny side. And then hopefully that following summer, I'm looking to launch that line of garments and hopefully change the world. So if you come find me, please check me out on Instagram or check out my website and let me show you how reimagining bridal can help everybody feel beautiful in their clothes. Thank you. Up next, we have Samuel Gentz and Jacob Schulmeister with Impulse AI.
Hello, everybody. We're Impulse AI. My name is Samuel Gentz. I'm the UI and UX developer, as well as the business operations manager.
And I'm Jacob Schulmeister. I'm the backend developer and the algorithm developer. So Impulse AI is a software studio that develops AI apps that boost your productivity and save you time.
So it all started, I was a freshman in college, I had a lot of different things going on, I was working an online job, had a bunch of different classes, and I was trying to grow my online network. I had all these different things to do, and I thought, surely there's a faster way I could be doing this. Well, having a background in majoring in software engineering, I decided I was going to start developing software automations to help me do these different things more efficiently. That was when I decided that I could come up with a business that kind of does this, and that was when I approached Jacob with the idea.
Yeah. And I've always been programming little side projects and side hustles, so when Samuel came to me with the idea of starting an AI software company, I was fully on board. We have two main customers, small to medium-sized businesses and also busy people. Our first main business, or software targeted towards businesses, is Impulse Analyzer. This is a database assistant that allows anyone in your company, regardless of skill or background knowledge, to easily access data from your database and to explain it to you, as well as allowing you to generate graphs, charts, and tables. It can also generate future projections to let you know how your company might do in the future based off of how it has done in the past.
On the business and individual side of things, we have two applications. AI Reply is currently available on the Google Play Store. We have over 250 users so far. And then we have Impulse Cooking, which is currently in the development stages. AI Reply is an AI generative assistant that allows users to paste in a response that they want to generate a message to. They can then specify the tone, mood, relationship to the person they need a response for, as well as a few other attributes. They can then click Generate and get their message. Users can translate this message into a variety of different languages, which offers for multilingual support, so it really helps boost overall networking. Impulse Cooking is an AI cooking assistant that allows users to create a virtual pantry where they can specify the different foods and ingredients they have on hand. They can specify when this food is going to expire, as well as how much they have of it. They'll then be notified when this food is about to expire or when they're running low on something. In addition, they can specify what cooking utensils and appliances they have, and they'll then be recommended recipes they can make based on what they have in their pantry. If they're missing something, we're partnering with third-party grocery delivery services so that way they can have the groceries delivered right to their door. On the revenue side of things, we have currently generated over $8,000 in revenue, which has come from creating custom software for different businesses. However, we are going to start licensing out this software at a monthly subscription to increase our monthly recurring revenue. On the business to consumer side of things, we have in-app advertisements as well as premium features that people can pay for on a monthly subscription base.
So feel free to contact us on our Instagram or our website, and come talk to us at our table in the back, and join us on our mission to change the future one automation at a time. Up next, we have Kai Huntoon with Neutral.
Hello, everybody. I'm super excited to be here with you today and share my startup company, Neutral, which is an adaptable clothing company that's catered towards filling the gender gap between male to female audiences. A little bit about me. My name is Kai Antun, and I am the designer and founder behind Neutral, and I am also a senior in the fashion design program here at Iowa State University studying fashion design. Neutral was founded in the midst of my personal identity exploration. As a child, I would often find myself going into stores. I'd want to wear women's clothing because I liked all the bells and whistles that it had in its silhouettes, but then I would go to put it on my body and it wouldn't accommodate my body accurately. Vice versa, I would go into the men's department and I would find something that fit me well, but I didn't represent how I wanted to express my gender identity. And that is where my startup company, Neutral, comes into play. People ask me all the time throughout the CyStarters program, what is Neutral? And I like to say it's strictly in our name. Neutral is an adaptable clothing company that's catered specifically for gender-neutral individuals so that they can feel comfortable in their own skin. In the midst of our society as a whole, there's a lack of anti-diversity, equity, and inclusion acts going into our legislature, as well as anti-gay and trans laws. And our goal with Neutral is to affirm those individuals that are being targeted by that legislature and help them feel comfortable in a society that deems them not. As we enter our market, here's a little graph that further explores our kind of gender introduction into the market. But on the left-hand side, we have a masculine presenting individual. And when traditional manufacturing and clothing design is going into play, they take into a male body type for a male garment. Vice versa with a female, they take in a female body type for a female garment. And with Neutral, we aim to ease that graph area in between because we believe that gender is on a scale. So our goal is to provide adaptable clothing to fill that gap. Alongside our physical objective of garments not fitting individuals correctly, we also have a higher social objective to represent all individuals in our media. In the media landscape, specifically the fashion industry, we see a lack of representation for all individuals in our media, and that is what Neutral aims to do, is to showcase individuals on our platform so they feel heard, seen, and affirmed in their gender. Alongside these physical and societal issues, I present to you all the solution, Neutral, which is an adaptable clothing line for all body types. Here I have one garment that we have here today at Demo Day. If you guys want to come take a look, it's back at my booth. But this is our Everyone Everywhere top, which is made of a super stretchy neoprene fabric that allows multiple body types to kind of stretch and accommodate both the male and female and male gender gaps, where the ruching also accommodates a female's bust as well as a male's bust. And then in addition, we have the mock neck neckline, which specifically targets the transgender community in aiding them in providing a somewhat of a closure on what would be a typical male's Adam's apple if they don't necessarily associate with that today. People ask me all the time, why now, why us? There's plenty of other gender-neutral designs on the market, and the fact is that there really isn't. People and companies advertise their products as being gender neutral, but the only thing that is making their clothing gender neutral is the fact that it so coincidentally fits both a male and female. And we often see brands creating big garments, like big t-shirts that accommodate both male and female. But what makes Neutral different is that we take into account both the female and male markets and create a garment that strictly adapts to both. From concept to creation, here is kind of the launch of Neutral and the stages we are currently at. But Neutral was conceived here at Iowa State University in one of my design courses in February of 2023, as well as our first prototype. Alongside that, I heard about the CyStarters program and really wanted to get involved, so I fine-tuned my design skills, went through some design engineering, and had my second prototype made. Here we are today in our sales launch, so you can stop by my booth, like I said, come check out our stuff, and we also have things available for purchase. And then at the end of August, we plan to launch our first big round of inventory. And then in the near future, we hope to collaborate with wholesale opportunities to grow our brand. Like I said earlier, I grew up as a kid that went into stores. I didn't see things that accommodated my body correctly. So all I ask of you all today is to make this kid happy and come support our company, Neutral. You can go ahead and scan the QR code, and it also takes you to our website if you're interested in buying our products. Thank you all so much. Next up, we have Shayla Tem with Bell Brand Artistry.
Thanks, Scott. Hello, everyone. My name is Shayla Bell Tim, and today I'm presenting to you my company, Bell Brand Artistry, offering photography services focused on connection, collaboration, and quality. So a little bit about me is that I grew up always loved creating and crafting, and my mom and I would even scrapbook all the time, images of my sister and I. And now going into my 4th year as an integrated studio art major, I have found that I'm truly fueled by traveling, exploring, connecting with other people, and really just being able to gift my art to others and interact with them through that. So Bell Brand Artistry started with, obviously, photography because it's a medium that I can interact with other people, and personal photography especially. I get to photograph graduating high school seniors, seniors graduating from college, and then also families and special events, which is truly just milestone moments that we all probably have experienced and want to share with other people. And then expanding into couples, engagements, and weddings, where I get to document every stage of a couple's love story and share these images with them to show their kids in the future. And then finally this summer, I have been able to work with a few small business owners to document them in their spaces and in my studio space to showcase on their visual platforms for their clients. And now I showed you all these pictures. You might be wondering, okay, great, she's a photographer, but what makes her different? Well, this summer, I spent a lot of time researching and doing customer discovery through the community and found that there's 2 major things and issues in the industry of photography that people are seeking. And one is that they are nervous and camera shy. They don't feel confident going into a session. They don't, they're not prepared, and they just don't feel comfortable and confident in front of the camera. The second being that they need to be a part of the session and they want to have a collaborative say in the inspiration and design of it. And then, of course, a need to capture these milestone moments that you've all probably experienced and get to share with others. And small business photography, where business owners or people in businesses truly just need documentation to share with their clients and show them what they truly do. So to make sure and ensure that every single client of mine is well taken care of, that they feel confident, comfortable, and empowered in every single session of mine, I focus a ton on connection. Connection meaning when they first inquiry to me, I automatically set up a meeting with them so that we can meet one-on-one, become friends, have this relationship going into a session. My photography experiences are not transactional. I truly just want to get to know the people for who they are. And creative collaboration, before a session, I share an inspiration board where they can also add to, and they also have the flexibility of location and things that are meaningful to them as a collaborative effort. And then quality obviously comes with my background as a studio art major. I have taken numerous courses in photography and also worked with clients over the past 2 years. So 150 clients to date. I started 2 years ago and have booked over 65 sessions and 5 weddings this year that I'm excited to share, and also opening my studio on June 1st this summer. Here are a few images of that space that I even got to share with all the wonderful CyStarters here and take images of them in their element and with their products, and then also small businesses and seniors. This space is truly a fun, colorful, inviting atmosphere that everyone can enjoy that I work with, and I often have some music going in the background, and it's truly just a fun, collaborative space that I get to share with others. And these are kind of a one-off of these other services I provide, so you might not be experiencing a milestone moment and you still want to engage. I offer travel photography images that I'm also selling today over at my table, so come check those out. I've had the privilege to study abroad and travel to over 6 different countries, and these are all from Santorini, Greece, which I just love the water and environment and bright colors, so you can come check those out. Finally, I just ask that you please follow my journey. Here is a QR code to a family mini session. If you are a family and in need of getting some portraits done before the holiday season, which is probably going to come up before we know it, or a business or a business owner who needs who would like a free consultation about what I offer for my business packages, also scan the QR code. And of course, follow me at bellbrainartistry.com and check out my website for more images on my portfolio and even inquiry for other things. Finally, I just want to say thank you all so much for listening to me today talk about a business I'm so passionate about, and a special thanks to all the Papa John's staff, and especially Megan for all your support and encouragement this summer. I truly couldn't do it without you all, and I feel blessed to be able to connect with you all today, because that is truly my mission with Bell Brand Artistry. Thank you. Next up, we have Spencer Lease with Songbird Music Decor. Good job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I want you to think about your favorite music. Imagine everything you loved about it, the quotes, melodies, and the memories tied to them, all on a piece of wall decor for your space. Sounds incredible, but it doesn't exist on the market. In a survey of music listeners, 75% of them said they looked for music-based wall decor to no avail. My name is Spencer Lease. I'm the founder of Songbird Music Decor, a company creating sleek and customizable posters for music listeners. Some background on me: I'm an advertising major here at Iowa State. I have an interest in design, but most importantly, I'm a huge music fan. So I moved into my first apartment. I wanted to design it nicely, and I wanted to show off my love for music. One problem: I like pretty obscure music. So here's the streaming numbers of Taylor Swift, and here's my favorite guy. Big problem. This causes problems because there wasn't a lot on the market for what I was looking for. They fell into 3 main bins: the album cover with some sort of track list under it, an audio visual of the song like this, or a minimalist poster of an extended version of the album cover. This type of drag and drop design can come off as really hollow. Think about it. It's an album cover that fans have seen hundreds of times, copy and pasted onto thousands of identical poster designs. Additionally, these usually are printed on pretty dodgy materials, making them lack staying power. So, nothing fit the needs of my market. So I took inspiration from each of these and turned them into an ideal product with Songbird Music Decor. Songbird takes the core aesthetics of an album, turning it into a new and inspired piece of art with an emphasis on the music. When somebody orders, they get to pick their favorite quote from the record to place on the poster as a one-of-a-kind accent. They're printed on sleek materials and sleek designs to make them quality, long-lasting pieces of art for your space. This simple idea has nearly endless possibilities. Think about it. There is smaller artists, bigger artists, universities, and even sports teams. There's also there's a lot of different options for formatting, from a whole docket of songs, one single song, or one single line. You might have noticed, this little guy I keep on popping up on each of these posters, he's not just some pretty face that fits the aesthetic of the poster he's on. He has something called Tapper Tech. For whenever you tap him with your phone in the corner of the poster, it goes directly back to the artist, giving all of that streaming revenue back to the artists themselves. All of this sounds wonderful, but it doesn't help if Songbird doesn't have the poster you're looking for. No problems. Songbird has something called Ground Up Customs, where you pick a day you want your poster by, and I give you quality and revisions before I send it your way. One thing that this does great is weddings. This is one for a wedding in Portugal. That is where the bride and groom ended up getting engaged, and here's them holding it at that exact location. Wonderful. To sum all of it up, Songbird has meaningful customization, sleek derivative designs, options for a lot of spaces, materials that last, neat music tech, and personal orders. This is Songbird, getting to the core of what makes music cool and giving people an outlet to show it off. Sure, we have competitors, but with what we're doing and how we're doing in the market, we're a one-of-a-kind in the market. Last month, I launched my website, songbirdmd.com, where people can get their favorite music prints as well as request completely new ones. Posters range from $45 for a custom poster all the way down to $20 and $22 for pre-mades. In the last 4 months, I've done $1,050 in sales, which equates to about 50 different posters. Looking forward, I want to take Songbird into campus retailers and vinyl shops, as well as getting to other wall decor such as canvas prints. Then, eventually, I want to give back to the artists through music charities and royalty systems for each artist. Today, I brought the lovely world of Songbird to you guys. I have some Iowa State prints, some Midwestern sports teams, and some iconic albums. Stop by my booth to pick up a print for yourself or just talk to me a little more. Get your favorite tunes in your room with Songbird Music Decor. Thank you. Thank you. Up next, we have Ella Schulte with UMag.
Hi, my name is Ella Schulte, and I'm the founder of UMag. Meet Chloe. Chloe is a girl, and she also represents my target audience, by the way. She is a girl who loves lots of different things. She likes fashion, food, cooking. She's a little bit into sports, but not too much, and has these different interests. Currently, if she wants to see herself represented in the magazine industry, she might be subscribed to these varying publications. Not only are there a lot of different ones, which causes her to look in a lot of different places for the information she needs, but they also each cost lots of money, which I know better than anyone as a college student can rack up. In addition, if she just moved to the Des Moines area, let's say, she might have to turn to other publications like DSM Magazine or Trend to see herself represented in other content. That also doesn't include if she has any vloggers or bloggers that she really loves that aren't on any of those or aren't seen in any of those publications, but rather are just online on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, YouTube, Pinterest, and others. If only there was a solution where she could have all this information in one place and pay only $5 a month as opposed to $50 for each publication. Well, there is. Welcome to UMag. So you may be wondering how UMag works. Well, UMag is a digital, personalized publication that allows everyone to see themselves represented in the content they consume. They do this by subscribing on our online website. They then fill out a survey telling us a little bit about them, so everything from your favorite color to your favorite interests. And then, using our advanced curated database, it will create a magazine made just for you. Currently, the causes and categories we have are as follows. Our categories, we have 6 of them: travel, sports, culture, food, beauty, and fashion. And we also have an array of causes. Unlike current platforms like TikTok, where you might be sucked into an echo chamber on your For You page, we really want our users to be interested in the content, but also grow. And so that's why we have the causes, everything from ableism to women's rights. Here's an example of what it might look like for someone. This is working with a local, previous Iowa State student who runs a cooking business called Cooking Combos. He has recipes and everything like that, and that would be an example of what someone might see if you're interested in food. If you look at other people, such as print publications, you don't have that curated aspect to it, and similar to Pinterest, you also have that variety of information, but it's also not rooted in creating actual change in your community. Growing up, I always loved the magazine industry, and I knew I wanted to one day be in it. I currently work as a print assistant editor for Traditional Home, which is a luxury home decor publication, and I also work for a PR firm. But through those experiences, I've seen that there's a lot of room for growth, especially on the advertising side of things. Each year, $5.6 billion are wasted in ads that don't necessarily reach their target consumer. What a better way to do that than have your target audience right in front of you in UMag. And in addition, each year, the average American spends over $1,000 on media subscriptions, whether that's channels, publications, anything like that. So that would also be lowering this cost. Currently, we are in the summer part of my timeline. We've created the minimum viable product this summer and done lots of outreach as well. And we are hoping to launch officially on November 1st in the fall, and hoping to continue that outreach, working with different local communities and national publications to really create that growth. Currently, if you want to subscribe and help me out, you could fill out the QR code for a free issue. You can also follow me on UMag by Ella on my Instagram and keep updated on my Weebly. One of my favorite quotes is, "Beauty will change the world." I love this quote so much because I think if it's true, there needs to be some level of grit to beauty, and that is what we try to do here at U. Thank you. Up next, we have Caden Bowie with Fix and Pay.
Good job.
Hi, my name is Caden Bowie, and my company is called Fix and Pay. I want you to imagine that you are a business owner for any kind of business. As a business owner, you are responsible to deal with multiple different things, and you have to worry about multiple different things as well. So what's the last thing you want to worry about? Well, if you ask me, it's your point of sale system. That is where Fix and Pay comes into play. At Fix and Pay, I work as a point of sale system consultant. A point of sale system is the credit card machine that customers use to make purchases and that businesses use to make transactions. At Fix and Pay, we partner with other payment processing companies, so we have a plethora of point of sale options that we can consult on. What I do is I go into local businesses, I find out which point of sale system they're using, I then try to identify any problems that they're having with it, and it is my job to solve those problems. I solve those problems by offering them a tailored point of sale system that is designed for their kind of business. So 1, I can eliminate those problems. 2, I can save them some time. And 3, I can save them some money. So when it comes to the current marketplace of point of sale systems, I've identified 3 main issues that my target market deals with daily. The first issue is the initial cost of equipment and processing fees. Right now, if you're going to go buy a point of sale system, you're going to spend anywhere from $500 to $1,500 just for one system. And if your business is doing about $50K monthly volume, you're paying anywhere from $1,000 to $1,500 as well in credit card processing fees. For small businesses, this can be a lot of money. The second problem is underperforming point of sale systems. A lot of point of sale systems are just really old, so they have outdated hardware and software, and it makes it run really slow, and this can lead to not being user-friendly for the employees, dealing with inefficiencies. And also, it can be part of the wrong industry. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to a restaurant and I see them using a point of sale system that is designed for retail. And then the third problem is inadequate customer service. I've talked to plenty of merchants, and they've all told me their horror customer service stories. They'll call customer service, they can't get a hold of anybody, they have to fix the problem themselves. And if they do get in contact with customer service, there can be a language barrier. They can't understand the customer service rep can't understand them, there's frustration. And also, they can provide them the wrong information. They'll tell them how to fix something, but honestly, they didn't fix anything at all. So what are the solutions for all these problems? Well, I'll tell you. The solutions are Fix and Pay. At Fix and Pay, I have the ability to offer discounted equipment and hardware because I personally pay for it, and then I introduce them to cash discounts so they have the option not to pay credit card processing fees. I then find point of sale systems that are designed for their kind of business, and when it comes to customer service, they do not need to worry because Fix and Pay will be the customer service. The thing that makes me differentiate from my competitors, I offer local representation. Take my client Casa Azteca, for example. I personally installed this point of sale system into their restaurant, as well as their credit card swipers and their printers. So if they have issues with any of these things, I will be the person they call, and I will be the person that comes and fixes their problems. I saved them a total about $1,700 on equipment, and I saved them about $1,000 to $2,000 a month just by using cash discount. Right now, my target market is just local businesses in Iowa. I did some research, and I found out that 57% of transactions in America were cashless payment, so that means there is a need for businesses like mine. In total, there are about 277,555 local businesses in Iowa, and I could potentially work with all of them. For example, some of the clients right now we're currently working with is West Street Deli here in Ames, and Felix and Oscars, and Samurai Sushi and Bachi in Des Moines. So Fix and Pay, we are a payment processing company that was started in October of 2021 by my father, Vince Bowie, and after him doing it for a year, I decided I wanted to join the company as well, and that is where I became vice president and COO. Currently, we have 6 employees, but right now we have 72 clients as well, and we are continuing to growing. In CyStarters, I made a lot of progress. I closed about 5 different businesses. I launched my very own Fix and Pay website, and I hired a new consulting agent as well. So what's next for Fix and Pay? Well, in 5 years, I would like to hire an assistant. I would like to have my own installation and support team, and I'd like to have at least 20 employees. In 10 years, I would like to have a client in every state, $50,000 in monthly earnings, and Fix and Pay's own point of sale system so I no longer have to partner with anybody else. So my ask for you guys today is to scan my QR code, go to vixandpayconsulting.com, and refer me to any business that you know that needs to find a new point of sale system and also would like to schedule a free demo. Also, visit my table so you can find out how Fix and Pay is not in the convincing business, but how we are in the helping business. Thank you. Up next is Tate Zalaski with Z6.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tate Zalaski, and I'm the owner and founder of Z6. Now, I don't know if anyone here has any idea what it's like to be an artist or release music, besides Dean Spalding. I hear he has a few hits out there. But what I do know is that everyone has a dream, accomplished or not. So I want you to imagine that your dream is to be that successful artist, releasing music for fun or for success. Where do you start? Your first step is to find a producer that can provide you a beat that you enjoy, but is a fair enough price that it doesn't compromise for the quality. After you've done that and you've recorded your song and it's good enough for you, you need to find a designer that can make you artwork or a cover art at, again, a fair enough price that it doesn't compromise for the quality. Now, let's say you've got all this and you're ready to upload your song. Well, you can't just click a button. You have to go through a third-party distributor with a monthly subscription fee and excessive limitations where you can't choose when you want to release your songs and more. But let's say you got through all that and you spent all your money. Well, now you need to spend more on promotion. So you need to find a way that you can personally spend all your time promoting your track when in reality it probably won't even work out. The point of all this is it's extremely exhausting for artists to be single-handedly promoting and creating everything they need to release music without the backing of a label or a team. And that's exactly where Z6 comes into play. I've developed an engaging platform for artists to find everything they need to create and release music all in one spot, as well as connecting with other artists and competing with artists for monthly prizes. Now, you may be thinking, how big could this market possibly be? I don't even know any artists myself, but the stats speak for themselves. As of 2022, there were 76 million artists around the globe. That's a 12% uptick from the previous year, and they're expecting 200 million artists by 2030. Now, I know that I could sell my services to every single one of these artists, but what these stats don't measure are those with dreams and aspirations of being an artist, and that's where Z6 steps in. So how exactly am I doing this? I've developed a team of 6 independent contractors, 3 producers, and 3 designers, one being myself, hence the name Z6. And the customer or artist would visit our website, look through our team members' portfolios, select which best fits their needs, and once they do that and they purchase their artwork or their beat, the customer would then receive their service within 3 to 6 business days, or if it's a beat, it would be an instant available download. So why am I the right person for this job? Why choose me and why trust me? For one, I've built up my business to the point where my network was so large and my demand was so high that I had no choice but to upscale. So that's exactly what I did. Now let's take a look at a timeline of how all this fell into place. In June of 2021, in my freshman year of college, I started getting bored with my restaurant job and school, and I made an Instagram page where I could upload my graphics of sports edits or music artists for all my friends to look at. But in March of 2022, I started getting a little bit more serious about turning my hobby into a business. I landed my first customer after thousands and thousands of DMs, but I knew that after all this time, what would actually make me successful wouldn't be asking them for money and begging them for money, but asking for connections and for promotion of my work. I offered them free design work indefinitely as long as they connected me with a bigger artist or a bigger label or team, and they happily accepted. I knew now that I had a team by my side that could help me grow just as much as I could help them grow. We fast forward to June of 2022, and they started making a lot of noise in New York City, and they were making enough to start being able to commission me for my work. So not only was I making a little bit of money off of this, but I was also seen as a valuable member of a valuable team. We fast forward to November of 2022, and they made enough noise to sign with the largest record label in the world, Universal Music Group, and Republic Records. Now, since I've made these connections with this team and made myself a valuable member, they didn't hesitate to bring me along, and I've been an independent contractor doing work for the biggest record label in the world for the past 2 years. We fast forward to today, and I have single-handedly generated over $70,000 in sales. Some examples of my work here is my first ever cover art when I started doing free work. We fast forward a few months, and their cover art, Bent, under Republic Records, charted #1 on Billboard, and my newest, most recent cover art is on pace to beat that. I asked for you to come back to my booth and check out my work, connect with me on all socials, and if you know any artists or meet any artists that want to start creating music, to send them my way to Z6, a home for all artists. Thank you. Up next, we have Andrew Walton with Morbid Living.
Tate. Hi, my name is Andrew Walton. I'm a junior majoring in entrepreneurship, marketing, and finance, and my business is Morbid Living. Imagine that you are a parent of teenagers. You sit down for your weekly family game night, and your options are things like Life, Sorry, Monopoly, or the games at the back of the cabinet like Cards Against Humanity. Your children are totally bored of playing these classic family games, but you'd think you'd all be really uncomfortable playing a rated R game together. You just wish that there was some PG-13 game. That's where Morbid Living comes in. Morbid Living is a PG-13 dark humor card game. Think the game of life mixed with Cards Against Humanity. The objective of the game is to collect a job, house, vehicle, and $1 million by performing hilarious illegal activities. You can be a pimp, a pickpocket, a mob boss. You can steal money and cars from other players, burn down their houses, take their jobs, and much, much more. Each game takes just 15 to 30 minutes and is packed with player interactivity. My target market is the parents of kids in high school interested in dark humor. They play party games and usually have some sort of family game night going on. In my own customer discovery, I found that 65% of all parents with teens that play board games monthly would play a PG-13 dark humor game like Morbid Living with their children. I came up with the idea for the game in high school, and I launched a pre-order campaign in January of 2023. Through this pre-order, I did $3,500 in sales, and I was able to get my first manufacturing run done. In November, I released my first expansion pack. Fast forward to today, and I'm in CyStarters. In CyStarters, shout out to Shayla for these amazing photos, me and Megan. In CyStarters, I worked on releasing the rated R version of the game, getting into retail, and working on paid social media ads. I sell at the Ames Downtown Farmers Market, and all the time, every week, at least 5 people, usually students, come up to me and ask if I have a rated R version of the game, because they like the PG-13 one, but they want something a little more, because they're college students, you know? And so I've been working on the rated R version for a few months, and I released it for pre-order this summer. As for my retail, I got into my first 3 stores this summer, Lindsay Lou's and No Escape Iowa on Main Street, as well as Silver Lining in Pella. As of now, I've sold over 500 games, which is over $12,000. I'm in my 3 retailers, and I've done over 20 farmers markets. I really found this market of family game night. Parents will play the games with their children, and then they'll end up playing with their friends as well, and then their friends buy it for their children, and so on. This cycle creates repeat purchases and expansion pack sales. As for the future, I want to keep releasing expansion packs, different versions of the game, like Wild West, Medieval, and I want to keep expanding into retail and growing through social media. My ask for you today is to connect me with anyone you may know in the board game industry or retailers you know that might be interested in carrying the game. If you don't know anyone like this, however, you can still help me out. The next time you go into a store that sells board games or party games, you can go up to the cashier and say, hey, have you heard of Morbid Living? It's this new game it's this fun new party game that people are talking about. Do you have it? And then they'll probably say no, because you know that they don't have it. And then, and then you can be like, oh, well, you should check it out. It's supposed to be like Cards Against Humanity mixed with like the game of life. And apparently the creator is in Iowa too. At my table, I have a quick game demo set up. I have the original PG-13 version, its expansion pack, and the rated R version available for pre-order as well. Stop by, and I can help make your family game night more fun.
All right. My face hurts. I've been smiling too much. You guys were so awesome. Let's do one more round of applause. All right, to finish out today's presentation, we have a few awards to present. So, first we'll start with our CyStarters Alumni Awards. These awards are always so fun for us. We get to hear from past alumni about all the great progress that they're making in their business and just continue to be so impressed with the network of people that are part of this community. So the first award is going to go to a company who has faced a lot of adversity and has handled it with grace and grit at every corner. They started in just their house, and within the last year, they've grown to a 2,400 square foot retail location in Des Moines. They have products and services, so multiple revenue streams. Since CyStarters, they have taken in 160 animals, nurtured them to good health, and transferred them to new homes. They've grown their revenue 10 times, averaging $6,000 per month. They've drawn in 100 new store visitors every single month. They've sold products in 12 different states. They've hired 6 interns to add to their team. And if you're looking for an exotic pet, they are who you need to go visit. So I want to recognize Cam and Cole Ryman of Spock's Sanctuary.
Try to step out of the light there. Okay, our second alumni venture is serving up delicious food products that will surely make you a repeat customer. Starting with pop-up events in 2023, this young entrepreneur prepared food products for 18 events, serving over 700 customers and generating about $7,500 in revenue. In 2024, this CyStarters student purchased a food truck, and over the past 3 months has attended 21 events, sold over 1,400 products, and achieved revenue of more than $15,000. This award winner landed a vendor contract at the Hinterland Music Festival, which is really huge. She has 600 followers on Instagram and Facebook and is growing daily. Now expanding into graduation parties, corporate events, and weddings, the revenue streams are beginning to grow rapidly. And the best news for those of you who are here at Iowa State, this fall, you'll be able to buy this entrepreneur's delicious crepes on Welch Avenue. Please help us congratulate our second Alumni Award winner, Mia Nichols, founder of C'est La Crêpe Food Trailer and Catering. And you're all looking around. Because she's at Hinterland, she's unable to be here to accept her award. So that's a good reason to have to miss today.
All right, and then our third Alumni Award goes to an individual who saw an opportunity as the name, image, and likeness was coming to the scene and saw an opportunity to jump in as a student athlete and create products for other athletes under their name, image, and likeness. They create products for teams as well as individuals. They have tripled their sales year over year. They are partnering with 2 major universities to offer their full branded clothing for them. They've partnered with 25 different athletes. This entrepreneur's 6-figure business continues to grow every year, and they've also moved into the nonprofit space as well, where they partner to create a shoe drive for kids in need who are interested in the sport. And this student has moved away. So he's actually based in Omaha, but I have to give him a shout out because he always says yes. He comes virtually to our alumni lunches. He was a peer mentor this summer, so he's done a great job of continuing to stay plugged in, even though he lives far away. So the winner of our third award is Grant Stotts of Chain Wrestling. I don't know if he's here.
Okay, for those who may have missed the introduction at the beginning, we are pleased to recognize 2 Ted Bear Awards, one for a program supporter and one for a cohort member. Megan kind of mentioned in her remarks that Ted was our SBDC regional director, key accountability mentor for our students for cohorts 1 through 4. Ted passed away in 2020, but he was a true friend of all of us and of our program. His characteristics which guide these awards included passion, respect, and work ethic. Ted was a giver and an awesome cheerleader and cared deeply for those he served. So our first award, CyStarters and the Papa John's Center, have the awesome opportunity to connect with many community members, partners, alumni, business professionals, and we couldn't do our work with this program without these incredibly valuable people and partnerships. Today, we'd like to recognize one specific individual who runs not just one, but several small businesses in the Ames community. This is worth a shout out on its own, but today it's about recognizing someone who says yes often to supporting other entrepreneurs. This individual has supported our CyStarters students through mentoring, offering advice, responding to email questions, selling products in her store, and helping students make multiple connections. She has supported the Papa John's Center for Entrepreneurship programs by speaking, judging pitch competitions, saying yes to a number of engagements. One of our students reached out this summer to ask a question of this individual, and our award winner took on this student as a mentee for the duration of the program. Thinking about Ted Bear, this individual shares Ted's characteristics. We are pleased to announce the 2024 Ted Bear CyStarters Mentor Award winner, Mindy Bergstrom. And even today said yes, Mindy, to get her hair, would you like to judge the mystery awards? And she said yes, again. Mindy is the owner of multiple businesses, so Nook and Nest, ZW Mercantile, Cook's Emporium, The Recipe, and she just keeps on giving and giving and giving, and you're remarkable, and you do a lot of things. And we have to, so she'll get her award, her name on a plaque that will hang in our office, which we'll get a picture of, Tim. And Ted was very famous for Hy-Vee Salad Bar. It was his favorite place to go eat lunch and also to network and talk business. And many of us had many, many lunches with Ted. So you also get a Hy-Vee gift card. Congratulations, Mindy. That was the point, Mindy. I also have to, I don't know if Patrick's here, but Mindy's husband, Patrick, also gives a lot to our program and is also an equally exceptional mentor for us. So thank you to you and Patrick.
And we also want to recognize, sorry, my notes are out of order, a CyStarters student who exemplifies Ted's characteristics. So the person this year who is our Ted Bear CyStarter is always there to help others and be supportive. They are super thoughtful, taking time to write thank you notes, give little gifts and recognition when time is spent on them. They're so respectful, so hardworking, and always dressed to impress. She was our copywriter, our editor, our interior designer, and so much more this summer. So Ella Schulte, you are the Ted Bear Award winner this year.
I'm looking at the rest. Deserving students? Yes. Congratulations, Ella.
And then our last award today, well, before the mystery judges, is the award that Clayton Mooney donated. So like I said earlier, Clayton was a part of cohort 1, and for the last 4 years has been giving this award to somebody from the current cohort who is showing hustle and grit and growing their business. Clayton is the founder of Clayton Farms Salads. So if you haven't, shout out, go to the North Grand Mall area of town and try the freshest salads. He wasn't able to be here today, but he did give us a video. So I'll let him announce it through video.
Hi, everybody. I'm Clayton. I'm an alum from cohort number 1 back in 2016. And I know the importance of community support. So every year I like to give out a $250 cash award to a CyStarter who exhibits a couple of qualities. One, they put the customer first because they know the customer is the judge, jury, and executioner of everything they do. And 2, they are full-time on their venture, just grinding through it. So this year's winner of my award is Caden Bowie with Vixen Pay. Congrats, Caden, and keep building.
Oh, about the customer. I think I failed to mention, Ella, you get $1,000 with your award, just so you know. We forgot that. Mindy gets Hy-Vee salad and you get, but she'll make money off her businesses. Okay, so now we have the pleasure of the mystery judges, and thank goodness I'm not one of them. I don't know about you all, but how could you possibly pick only 5 people from this group for a special award? We're going to reveal our mystery judges one at a time. We told them that they could pick the criteria, so we didn't give them a rubric like we normally do. They could pick the CyStarter that they thought gave the best presentation, spoke to them, did a good job meeting a need in the marketplace. We left it up to them. Normally when we do competitions, we have our judges evaluate, score, collaborate, work together, and pick somebody. They don't get that opportunity. So this is a really, really, really hard job because they don't get to discuss it. They just have to pick. We mentioned earlier that Kurt and Kristen Jaden are the really nice people who provided the money for these awards. So Kurt, I don't know if it's easier or harder to be first, but you get to come up first as our first mystery judge.
Thank you. So first of all, outstanding pitches by all of you. Going first is easiest, right, David? You get, well, we'll see, and some others. But I wrote down all kinds of notes here. If you can read my handwriting, you'd be very fortunate. But I put 3 things for the one that I selected. I said their idea was highly creative and unique. Insightful was a word that I wrote down, and it goes back to the unique. And then for me, scalable. And my choice was for morbid living.
I'll have you take a picture with him. Yeah, if you don't mind. Oh. Here next.
Congratulations, Andrew, and special plug, yes, he has those card games for sale back there. Okay, so as you can see what happens if you're the judge sitting there and you picked Andrew, somebody took that. You have to think again. So this is a think on your feet type of game, I guess, if you will. Our next mystery judge is Mindy Bergstrom.
Yes, the whole time I was like, don't pick, don't pick, don't pick, don't pick. Okay, so I picked mine based on judging pitches in the past, seeing their presentation, seeing how much their business has grown. I also did it based on presentation. So the winner for me was Joyful Melodies. Can I say one thing? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. And I mostly also picked this because of personal reasons. When I was doing piano lessons at age 5, my teacher told my mom, "You're wasting your money with her." So, yeah, I think if there was some sort of curriculum like this, I think that I would actually be a piano player today.
Do you mind getting a picture with her? Thank you. Sorry.
That was worth coming for, and you get 2 awards, which is awesome. Our third mystery judge, so we had invited somebody who knows our program to judge, and this person said, "I can't do it. I know too many of the students. I can't be objective." But recommended an Iowa State grad who is here on a reunion, an architecture grad from the College of Design. So Martha Bell is our third judge, so welcome back to Iowa State. Martha is a certified and licensed architect and owner and managing principal of Tilton, Kelly, and Bell LLC. So welcome, Martha, and thank you.
Thank you. It was really exciting to hear from all of you. And each time I was sort of approaching this from a personal point of view. And of course, as a business owner, I'm thinking, could they really make a go of it? So in the end, I chose one that had a very personal element to me. I spent time in an inpatient rehab unit this year. I chose Socks Up.
Thank you.
Thank you, Martha, and enjoy your time on campus this week. Our fourth mystery judge spends many, many, many hours listening to people pitch, so she's very good at listening, and I would like to introduce Hannah Kirkendall from ISU Startup Factory.
Thank you. This was so fun. You all did great, really inspiring, so you should all be very, very proud of what you've done today. Because I've kind of gotten to know most of you over the summer a little bit, I didn't think too much about how I was going to judge today, so I just wanted to go with my feelings today. So I picked Bustle Row Bridal. I thought your pitch was compelling and fun, and I love your idea.
So Dean David Spalding, it's all up to you. He used to get to go first, now he gets to go last. So this is not an easy job. Thank you.
Wow, what an amazing, amazing job today. With all due respect to cohort 1 and prior cohorts, best presentations ever. Let's give a round of applause for them all. All right, so the key pieces for me were identifying a real need, identifying a real solution, and ideally a solution that delivers real benefits to the customer, so it enhances that purchase decision, and somebody who's already sort of moving along and well-positioned with their product, and I'm choosing Jonathan from TagLink.
right, and that concludes our presentation for today. So before we all head over to the tables, first I want to say, congratulations, Cohort 9. You are officially CyStarters alumni. Thank you for a wonderful experience and great job pitching today. Thank you all for coming. I love how the Ames community shows up for the businesses in this town. It's just really cool and super unique to this place. So thanks for dedicating a few hours of your afternoon today to come support these student entrepreneurs. Please feel free to stick around afterwards. We've got food and drinks, and the students will be at their tables. They've got products to sell and showcase, and would love to talk to you more about what they've been working on. And if you are an alumni of our program, could you please come forward at the end so we can get a big group picture? And Cohort 9, I need to get a picture with you all as well. So thank you all so much for coming. Please enjoy food, drink, and speak with the businesses.